Today, I'm going to build the ultimate dinosaur fighting brawl. This will consist of me building multiple dinosaur fighting rings and releasing 2 species of dinosaurs into them. The dinosaurs will fight to the death, and the winning dinosaur of each enclosure will get an upgraded paddock and food. Watch till the end because this video gets wild. And look at all the space I have to build these enclosures. I placed an arrival point in the top left corner of the map, followed by a path that will be used to connect the hatcheries to the enclosures. I started work on my first enclosure, which would house an Allosaurus and a Stegosaurus, a fierce rivalry from the Jurassic period millions and millions of years ago. My Allosaurus and Stegosaurus were ready to be released, who I named Sarah and Alec. These two would get into multiple fights. I also placed down some water, so at least they had water. But it wouldn't be long until we had our first fight. I also constructed a new enclosure, but I wouldn't put it to use yet. It would be a coming soon area. Meanwhile, Alec was healing from the fight with the Stegosaurus. Once Alec healed, he kind of decided to pick another fight with Sarah the Stegosaurus. But they ended up backing off because they decided that the fight wasn't worth it at the current moment. But later the next day, they actually fought. And Sarah the Stegosaurus has won once again. But this kind of rivalry was going kind of slower than I thought, so I cut off the area to the water, making the paddock even more enclosed. And there was another face-off between Alec and Sarah, and this one resulted in a fight. And once again, Sarah the Stegosaurus has won, and left Alec on 20% health. Alec might not make it. And to add to the chaos, I shrunk the paddock even more. And even more, while Alec recovered from his wounds from the fight with Sarah. But it didn't look like Alec was gonna heal, because he was at 15%, and it was only getting worse. And next thing you know, he was at 5 and 4% health. I demolished all the gates because Alec, the sad truth was that he wouldn't make it. Sarah had won the battle, and she would be getting an upgraded paddock and 6 new Stegosaurus mates. But every playthrough has a time where you must move on, so I started work on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. These would be strong, powerful creatures, but they would have to go up against their rival, the Spinosaurus. But before we get there, I named Sarah Alpha Sare, and then I decided to change it to Alpha Sare. I had a hard time naming Sarah as Alpha. But hey, enough of that, it's time to release the T-Rexes. And the Spinosaurus. But I realized that I was supposed to have 2 Spinosaurus to match the 2 T-Rex, so I got to work on that. But then a T-Rex and a Spinosaurus started fighting. They completely backed off from each other. Let's try that again. And they backed off from each other again. But maybe they won't this time. And they did. Finally, a battle. Oh my god! That Spino just destroyed that T-Rex. And with this T-Rex gone, the odds are very, very slim that one T-Rex can beat 2 Spinosaurus. And I named this T-Rex Titan as him and a Spinosaurus faced off. Oh, a battle. And then I named the 2 Spinosauruses Spinach and Spiny. And then I basically cut the enclosure in half. They still had access to the water, but this whole area was gone. And that led to the 2 Spinosauruses fighting. But hey, it's time for another battle, Titan versus Spiny. That fight put Titan at 8% health. I removed all of the water because I would move it once the Spinosaurus got their victory. And they did. Titan did not make it. So I gave the Spinosaurus an upgraded paddock with rocks and piscivore feeders to feed them because they need fish to survive. And this is what the finished product looks like for the Spinosaurus exhibit. Anyways, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. This video took me so long to make. We're at 36 subscribers, and we're trying to get 40 by the fall, so I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. It really helps me out, and you can always change your mind if you want to unsubscribe. Anyways, this is KM Content Creator 5000, signing off. Bye-bye.